All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about the biggest story in the news media right now and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. A couple of websites have various musicians reacting or commenting about what's happening in California right now. First thing to do is to pray for California. Pray that these people have something left, but many of them are seeing their houses basically leveled and turned to ash. Joe Bonamassa posted this. This is what it looks like when your city is burning. It is like the sky is bruised and battered. I am heartbroken for all the Angelinos who lost their homes overnight. Nerdville is holding for the moment, but as we know, all it takes is one spark or insidious act to create total catastrophe. And this reminds me of what happened in Maui, but maybe on a much larger scale. Look at that picture. Man. Now, again, there's a lot of wealth that's concentrated in this area. So this is going to be a very high profile apocalyptic catastrophe. And as it continues, people obviously are questioning the leadership. The mayor was away, and then she came back and she wouldn't answer any questions when she got back. It was really weird that she almost pretended that this wasn't something she should talk about. So I'm a little confused by that. I'm thinking any politician would want to get ahead of this situation and talk about it. I heard that I think most of these fires are 0% contained. So they're just burning out of control and nothing is getting in their way. These Santa Ana winds blow at over hurricane force, like hurricane plus, basically a category 2 hurricane. I meant to say, more than a hurricane at category 1, 80, 90, 100 miles per hour. And the winds are very dry. And of course, they are essentially just fuel for these fires. And there's some people, especially Christians out there, that are saying things like, oh, well, it's California. What did you expect? And I don't think that's helpful. I think it just makes everybody think to themselves, wow, you're cruel. At the time where people are suffering, don't you think there are good people, even if you don't like the Hollywood crowd, don't you think there are some good people mixed in with some of these rich and famous people who can probably rebuild their house, right, somewhere else? Now, this is a good argument, though, for decentralization. In other words, all of this wealth, all of this entertainment stuff is concentrated in one area of the country largely. Yeah, you can talk about Nashville, you can talk about New York City, and there are different cities where there's a lot going on. But when you think of this part of the United States, you think of wealth, you think of decadence, and you think of rich and famous people. And yes, I saw a video with James Woods, the famous actor, and he's just heartbroken. He's heartbroken because one moment you're looking at your beautiful house, the next moment your house has been turned into ash. So best thing to do at this time, you can put blame where, and people will speculate, how you clear a forest, how you make it so these fires can't just continue to spread, allocating money to the fire department rather than the fire department in Ukraine. People are talking about that, and it's a real thing. It's not just some right-wing conspiracy that is, being spread online. When you cut the funding for the fire department, that's on you. That's not on the people who are critiquing you. And it's more than that. It's how you manage the forest itself and how you protect people over baby fish. So that's the smelt, which was a big deal when I was a kid. People were always talking about smelts, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't need to eat any smelts. So pray for these people in Southern California and pray that this fire is contained. And I think at this point, it's going to be God who essentially ends this. And I don't mean it like literally, like God's just going to, I mean, yeah, I guess I do mean it literally because they have no way of stopping this fire right now. So those winds are going to have to subside, or, this is just going to continue for quite some time. And we don't want more of this. And we don't want to just call out all of the people who are maybe somewhat responsible for this, or they could have done more to prevent this. At this point, we want to pray for the victims, because this will go down as probably the worst fire that the country has ever seen. The worst natural disaster, unless we find out that someone started the fire, which if we do, I mean, that's just insane. I mean, it's a tinderbox, and someone with just an evil motive comes along and begins this fire. And how do you live with yourself? But apparently, we're in an age where people can live with themselves after doing heinous things. So, thoughts and prayers and relief efforts too. I mean, these people are going to need help, just like the people in Maui needed. It'll be interesting to see the aftermath, like who goes in to buy up all the property, or is it all bought up by a large bank? I know this is crazy to think about this stuff, but look what happened in Maui, and we still don't have a lot of answers about what happened in Maui. So anyway, folks, that's it. Pray for those people in California, and pray like you really mean it.